I'm the Commissar, and we're watching Forged Alliance Forever, and you are in for some classic matchups. Edge builds versus drops, Navy versus hover, and, of course, gigantic spider robots that have no business being stealthy versus opponents who have no business not scouting. The players are ready, the map is generated, let's get going. Alright, by now I'm sure you all know what we're looking at, and if you don't, we are looking at a 3v3 ladder map with the hot team up here in the north, the cold team down in the south, and the Dawn is immediately noticing a big heap of reclaim. We're going to look at that in a minute. Be patient, Dawn. First of all, let's meet the teams. Up here in the north, we have hot team, and we will start with Pro. Pro we've actually seen before under a number of names, most recently Bombarderovschik. However, today he's Pro, he's 1404 rated in 3v3 ladder, he's Cybran, and he's in Burgundy. Behind him, in what I imagine to be the air position, this is Ozelot. Now, I have actually been training a little bit with Ozelot recently, and he did not send me this video, so am I doing it to give him some props, or am I doing it to riff on my new training buddy? Let's find out. Anyway, Ozelot is 810 rated, he's Cybran, and he's in orange. And in this position, this flank position, advancing forward here, we can see TheDawn. He's 1120 rated. He's also Cybran, and he's in red. So we have an all-Cybran team on hot team. Now let's meet their mirrors on cold team. Advancing forward here, this fellow is GeneralKnowledge. We'll call him Knowledge. I'll probably call him General half the time. You will just have to live with it. He's 1150 rated. He is Cybran, and he is in dark blue. In their air position, here at the back, this is Alcatraz 124578, whom I will unsurprisingly be referring to as Alcatraz. He's Eon, he's 1025 rated, and he's in mauve. And last but not least, getting into the water here, but you can see his base just behind him, this is Boy 34174, whom, like all other players who have strings of numbers in their name, I'm just going to call Boy. And if that sounds a bit rude, very foghorn leghorn vibes there, come here, boy. I will have to live with that as well. Either way, Boy is 1115 rated. He is Seraphim, and he is in baby blue. And the map. Now, we saw Dawn saying there was a bit of reclaim, and holy cow, is he right? Look at this, reclaim here, reclaim here. A little bit of reclaim at the back, and an awful lot of reclaim in the form of rocks on this side island over here. There's a plateau in the middle, which General is already edge building with his comm. But the only land connection between the bases is between this little peninsula here and this little peninsula here. So Dawn and Boy are going to be our only fellows likely to be engaged directly in land combat. Meanwhile, we have a drop out from Pro. He sent 6 engineers to get this side island, and with this amount of reclaim plus a few mexes, I do not blame him one little bit, and immediately he's getting at radar, he's getting at multiple factories. That's good from Pro. This central plateau, one factory edge built so far by Knowledge, but we have a drop coming in from Ozelot. Now, this drop could be big as it's got 6 engies on board, and if he gets it going quickly, it will be able to outproduce this factory and a little bit belonging to Knowledge. And a fighter sees it, but it lands. And if Ozelot can get it going fast... I said, if Ozelot can get it going fast... But he does not get it going fast. My loyal viewers, I think Ozelot has forgotten his engineer drop, and that's 6 idle engineers, while factories are going up here. That could be huge. We also have a drop coming out here for the side island. It's coming from Alcatraz, but he's cleverly scouting ahead. He sees that tank belonging to Pro that's already claiming it, and rather than engage it, he's going to drop in the corner here and try and contest it from there. Could be good. Ozelot still hasn't remembered his little engines. There we go, finally they move. My friend, that might be a little bit too late. Meanwhile, we've been hearing a few little shots over here, and we can see that the Dawn and Boy are engaging. Dawn has got rather more factories up at present, and he's already got more tanks out, and these could be quite a cheeky little run by, unless Boy can stop them. Which, I mean, what's he going to stop them? What's he going to stop them with? That said, this farm is getting the shots in on the Mantis, so maybe that won't do as much damage as it could. And it stopped moving. Meanwhile, both Pro up here and Knowledge down here are getting into the water. Water could be very important up here because both these players' main bases are going to be in destroyer range from the water, and as if that's not bad enough, Cybran walking destroyers will be able to get some work done. So Navy could be very important here. We'll see how it turns out. Ozelot has put up a couple of factories, but look at the production, look at the tanks already here from Knowledge. I fear for Ozelot that he will just be evicted from this central plateau. That's a decent amount of spam from the Dawn, and we have had some forward expansion from Boy, but it's going to get eaten by the Dawn. Eaten by the Dawn, does that make Boy a vampire? Who can say? Tell me in the comments below. Now Ozelot is also bringing his comm forward, and that could add to the pressure on Boy. Boy is defending with his comm, and a comm can take on about 20 T1 tanks unupgraded, and with this spam support that he's got in here, he shouldn't have a problem. And Dawn attacking without his comm. His comm's coming forward, but his spam has gone in first, and I feel like that's a mistake. Meanwhile, up here, we got to note that that's army from Knowledge is attacking Ozelot. It's taken out his mechs, it's taken out his radar, and I do not think that Ozelot has the production to handle this. I think Knowledge is going to be taking that. Anyway, here at Boy's base, Dawn is coming in. He's brought his comm, they're both still naked, and Boy does actually have a bit more here, plus he's got the production, but look at this, I'm loving this from Dawn. He's getting in there, he's getting Boy's reclaim, he's following up his attack immediately with engineers. Excellent play from Dawn. However, he's got to be a little bit wary. There is still all this production from Boy, though Dawn is spamming his own units in. This could make the difference though, Ozelot's comm coming in to help out. And as we predicted, Ozelot has indeed been completely evicted. But what do I see over here? On the left, we can see the comms fighting it out. But on the right, that production from Alcatraz has produced a lot of Auroras, and Knowledge has brought in his comm to help out. And what little spam Pro actually had here, it's gone. I think Pro is actually about to be wiped off this side island by the spam from Alcatraz, so let us keep an eye on that. And over here, these factories from Boy are just being reclaimed by Dawn, and Boy is falling back to his next line where he's trying desperately to put up more factories. But Dawn comes forward, and what has Boy got to stop it? It doesn't feel like he's got enough. Ozelot's still up there. And look at this, Pro's factories are just going down to this wave of Auroras. The side island has just completely changed hands in a matter of seconds. Boy, however, he's in severe trouble. Look at this run by coming past here. Look at Boy falling back to try and defend. And there are now hoplites here. And if we quickly check across to Boy's base, he does have T2 production, but he hasn't got any T2 combat units out. And Dawn's already bringing these hoplites forward. And he's straight up reclaiming these factories. Boy is retreating. What can he do? He's going to lose this entire middle ground. But we've also got to look over here, as Pro's factories are going to be under attack from this wave of Auroras. And they're hover units. Subs can't target hover units unless they surface. The subs have torpedoes and they'll just go under these units. Boy bringing his combat forward, but Ozelot's coming in. However, I think Pro's going to get this Destro out in the nick of time, and he does. He does. The Destro is out. And these Auroras are suddenly going to take a lot of damage from that single destroyer. Meanwhile, though, look at Boy's second line. It's crumbling. Frigates also on the defensive, and suddenly those tanks are falling apart. The army is massing up for Dawn, and Boy's falling back to his choke point. He's putting up another line of factories here, and he's got T2 engineers, so T2 point defense may be on the way. But we've already got this swarm of hoplites advancing, and over here the Auroras have been killed. What a clutch defense there from Pro. Meanwhile, we do have a cheeky little drop here from Knowledge, and it's going to pick up a decent number of engineers belonging to Dawn, but while that is definitely worth it, is it too little too late down here to save Boy? He is getting T2 point defense up, he's got Ilshis coming out of everything that can make Ilshis, but this is a lot of hoplites backed up by a lot of Mantis. However, if they want to kill this point defense, they're going to have to go in now, and they're going to have to get it. And they do go in now, to be fair. And the Ilshis are trying to defend. Boy's down here with his comm. And another drop from Knowledge will help out a little bit. It's only 6 T1 tanks, but you need every little bit of help you can get. And I think that Boy, against all appearances, is actually going to make it here. That is remarkably impressive. And not only has he held, he's also got 5,000 reclaim here that he can eat up. That is pretty nice. Up here we have a Destro from Pro taking out the production from Alcatraz, but we have a Destro from Knowledge, and there isn't really anything that can stop it here from Pro. These subs are going to have a good crack at it, but while the Navy is fighting this Destro, we have another swarm of, I've forgotten their name, Aurora, that's it, Aurora tanks coming across the water. And these will be able to swarm down the frigates. The Destro is hurt, but it's just walking up onto the land where these subs can't shoot it. Those naughty Cybran Destros forgetting what they're good at. And from here it can barrage the HQ. Now, Pro could actually be at risk of losing his naval HQ there. Will he again get a clutch destroyer out in time to save the day? He does. A destroyer comes out, but will it be enough? Because this is quite a lot of Aurora and they're surrounding it. Salem destroyers can't fire backwards, and so if you can absolutely swarm it like this, wow, that didn't last a moment, did it? That destroyer is just going down. And so does the production. Pro's naval technology is back to T1, and even that is not likely to last in the face of this swarm of hover spam. And this was obviously not far enough out of the water, or the destroyer managed to shoot it. So we've only got that one destroyer still over here, but there's now a cruiser out for Knowledge, and Alcatraz Auroras are swarming across. And look at this. Pro has got the gun, he's coming in to defend in person, and he's putting up lines upon lines of T2PD. And I feel like that's going to be enough, but... oh, cheeky little Barracuda there, taking out the subs. But we have to watch Pro. That cruiser is coming in from the side here, and that could actually be a chance to snipe Pro. I think it outranges the PDs, and certainly if Pro stands forward. And look at the hit points he is shedding. But I see another attack in the south. Let's watch both. Here on the left, Pro is falling back, dipping into the red there, and getting deeper in as we can see this cruiser fire from all the way back here, landing on him. Here on the mini-map we see a cheeky little drop of Medusa from Dawn into Knowledge's base. Pro down to 1700 hit points there, and he's taking more fire. He's trying to build a shield, but he is losing hits, and he is losing them fast. Over here, Dawn has been forced to cancel T2 as a swarm of Ilshis get in and around him. Pro down to just 900 hit points there. 700. He is absolutely taking a pummeling. Up here though, Dawn is being swarmed and Ozelot doing little better. Dawn into the yellow, Pro hiding under the shield. But the shield is falling. Pro thinks it's all over. Nice little T2 mechs pickup by this drop. It's all over for Dawn, boom, and Ozelot is reduced to just 1,000 hit points, but Pro is under the shield, he's assisting it, and somehow he's surviving as the cruiser backs away. Ozelot, healing fast. Is he healing fast enough? Now, we will look back at Ozelot in a moment, but look at this. His base is under attack. He's lost 2 cap T2 mechs as some of those Aurorites sneak past, but he's got a broadsword out in defense. It will work through them slowly. I don't think they're going to get that much more done. But no, he's bringing those broadswords forward, and there's still one single Aurora left over. I wonder if it'll get anything done. Anyway, this is why he is worried about sending them forward. He has got a lovely little raid supported by ASFs coming in on Boy's base, and there are a lot of cap T2 mexes, which I think he's trying to pick up. He grabs the little T1 anti-air turret, and we have got ASFs coming in from Alcatraz, but look at this ASF defense from Ozelot. And he's getting some mexes, but how's he doing? Well, he's being hit by tactical missile fire from this mobile missile launcher, and he isn't noticing. He isn't moving. One Ilshi and one TML tank should not be enough to take out a comm. He starts moving, but when he's got so little health, I think he has to be worried. 900 hit points, 400 hit points, so the next missile hits, and boom! Ozelot goes up, and Pro, though he is their team's highest rated player and the game's highest rated player, is left all on his own. But look at these losses here for Boy. He's been reduced to only 10 mass per tick, which is brutal. And as if that weren't enough, Knowledge has lost a bunch of mexes up here to that destroyer before it was taken out by by Knowledge's T1 Mantis. So that is quite some shenanigans, and look at the eco now. Pro, though he's the only player left on his team against all 3 of the others, has an eco lead of about 60, which at this stage of the game is pretty significant. We're talking like a 40% lead. However, this might go some way towards remedying it. We have a swarm of Ilshivos, and there are T2 exposed mechs here they could take out, but Pro is already at T3 land. We have Loyalists, we have Bricks. This feels like an overspend, this line of T2 point defense, but I suppose it means he doesn't have to think about anywhere else, and he is building a monkey here, which could absolutely change matters up. He does get some mexes, which is nice. I say he, I mean in this case Boy. Boy does get some mexes using these Ilshis, which is nice, but I think the line of point defense and these bricks will stop him getting any more work done. Pro still really unhappy about this one little patch of water. There's nothing there, my dude. There's nothing hiding there. Meanwhile, gunship raids continue. 2 more broadswords come in and they smack up a T2 PGen belonging to Knowledge. But in come... those are actually only inties. Those are T1 inties from Knowledge. There is, however, flak. And I think the combination of the flak and the inties will do the deed and take out the broadsword before it gets any real damage done. And over here, those Ilshis have tried to get in, but the T3 units, the T2 point defense, they're going to stop it before any real damage gets done. And we are just in time to see that Monkey Lord completing and standing up. It's about to be heading forwards, I assume. No point building a monkey quickly if you can't use it quickly. And these 2 comms are not very well defended. That monkey could get some really good work done. if he pushes in soon. Now, the ecos have actually taken a swing as Alcatraz has really bumped up his eco. Look at this. He's getting T3 mixes in his base, he's assisting. He's not scaling his air grid much, but it does mean that he now has an 60 eco and growing lead on Pro. But we've seen quite a lot of examples in recent times where it doesn't matter if you... Oh, nice pickup there. Where lots of energies going down to that little band of Ilshis. Anyway, as I was saying, we've seen quite a lot of examples in recent times where it doesn't matter how much eco you've got, because eco on its own does not stop a monkey lord. And this spider is absolutely going to threaten the code team unless they come up with something to stop it fast. And I don't think they know about it. I don't think they have Omni to see it. Let's have a check. No, look, they have no clue that there is a monkey lord right here heading towards them. And that could really mess things up for them. And see, these comms, they're just standing here. 2 T2 point defenses will not stop a monkey lord, and I reckon that at least one, maybe both, of Boy and Knowledge are going to be taken out in the next minute. Ready for me to be proved wrong? I mean, they should have seen that fire coming in. They know, oh, they're moving. They know that something's coming, but perhaps they do not know that it is a monkey. Over here, the Ilshi raids continue, but bricks are more than enough to stop them. Anyway, all eyes down here. That monkey is coming out. And it's just going to charge in. Little bit of pathfinding issue there for Boy. Knowledge also fleeing for his life. But the monkey's seen him, and there were attempts to overcharge, but when the monkey's got that much health, there is no way that Knowledge is getting out of this alive. Lots of pings go down, the monkey opens fire, and boom, Knowledge is down and out. The first ejection for the code team. And Boy didn't have much eco left after those broadsword raids, but now he has even less, as the monkey hoovers up what little remains of Boy's eco. But he inherits what's left of Knowledge's, so that could, he could rebuild. He's got T3 land here. So Boy is left with absolutely nothing of his own apart from this little factory up here, a TMD and an Ilshi, and of course his comm, but he's inherited Knowledge's stuff. Now, this is going to be a problem for Alcatraz as the monkey continues advancing. Quick check up here, we will notice that there is a decent bunch of Destros and they're causing problems for Pro. They're going to take out some eco, but that I think is peanuts compared with what we're about to see down here as this monkey advances. T2 point defenses going up like mad, and we also have Spectre gunship defense, which is quite nice, and the monkey is fleeing this firepower, and so Alcatraz will keep his comm, he will keep his most of his eco, and the monkey is down into the red. Is it going to survive? There's still 3,000 hit points left, 1,000 hit points left. I think we're at 1,000 hit points, and the monkey is going to make it out. That was a clutch escape for that monkey, but now there's a lot of unprotected eco through which it can just wander, and those 1,000 hit points I think might decide the game, because if it weren't for that, then Alcatraz and what Boy's inherited from Knowledge would be fine. But because of that, they are about to lose a lot of eco, and as long as they are focusing on this, they're not worrying about this. We have a line of monkeys going up here. I think Pro is going to wait until he's got at least 2 before going in. Up here, he's been using bricks to take out those destroyers, and it's done the job. In fact, they came onto land and got surrounded. Sorry, I didn't watch that. But this monkey is undoubtedly gonna be the MVP per hit point it has remaining, or per fraction of its hit points, I guess, because it's just tearing this eco apart, and with 5 vets, it's healing 135 hit points a second. That's wild. And Boy's going to lose everything. He's going to lose what eco he inherited from knowledge. He's going to lose the T3HQ he inherited from knowledge. He has got a Salem up here, which is shooting the monkey, but it's already back up to 16,000 hit points, and it can probably take it. And Boy, back down to 35 eco, can't really afford to make much more. Where's the monkey going? Just into the water. It's trying to avoid the Salem fire, but the Salem's up on land. The monkey could probably just take it if it came around here, shielded by that cliff. But Color Team still, despite just losing 2 entire bases, let's just have a quick overview and look. All of this is owned by Pro. Color Team have lost Knowledge's base. They have lost Boy's base. They are empty. They are blank. Look, he's going to just shoot that Salem, and I think he'll take it. They've just got Alcatraz base, the plateau, and the side island. And they're about to lose the side island to this wave of bricks. But despite that, they have the eco lead. And that's all down to Alcatraz's wild eco. Anyway, over here. The monkey is chasing the Salem. The Salem can't fire backwards. Nice strat there coming in from Alcatraz, and the cruiser will do some hits to the monkey. But look at that wild regen. Monkey is just... And we've also got tactical missiles from Pro. One of them is deflected by the Cybran cruiser, but the other one, combined with the monkey, takes out the HQ. Is the deflected missile going to do any damage? He does have TMD, does Pro, but it's his own missile. It's a Cybran missile, so it splits up. Now he's got enough TMD. It's not going to do anything fun for us. And the monkey is just trying to get work done. Meanwhile, these mexes, they weren't heavily upgraded, so it's not going to be a huge loss for Color Team. But it does mean that Pro will be in a position to come out and take this island again. I think he should. I think he needs to drop. Now that he's taken the naval yards out for Color Team, he can afford to just charge in. He doesn't need to rebuild Navy. He just needs to get some eco up here. However, I said he'd wait for a pair of monkeys, and he did. Here comes a pair of monkeys. And you can tell that they're monkeys because they have 6 legs and a big snout, and they look like spiders. I mean, I suppose... I didn't think of that. Spider monkeys. You've heard of spider monkeys, right? Do you think that's why they're called monkey lords? Because of spider monkeys? That's it. Spiders have 8 legs, and spider monkeys have 4 legs. So perhaps this is supposed to be an unholy crossbreed of a spider monkey and a monkey spider. Is there such a thing as a monkey spider? I don't know. Tell me in the comments below. Meanwhile, we do have torpedo defense going up against the monkey. He took torpedoes, and they've taken it back into the red. And while the monkey does have torpedoes, I don't think it's enough to stop that. A couple more of those might have slowed down the monkey, which is now down back to 10,000 hit points and falling. Back under 10,000, but 1 damaged monkey is one thing, 2 undamaged monkeys are another. And I think that there is no way... Sorry, I'm gonna smash your face, says Pro. I'm going to win. The strat comes up, and we've got strats trying to stop this monkey, and they might even be successful. They've got air support. Pro has brought some ASFs to defend. Is it going to get off? It's not going to get off a bomb. This one is. But while they worry about this monkey, 2 more monkeys are approaching, and there is also a swarm of bricks. These 2 monkeys, where are they headed? Well, they're trying to get a sneak into the base around the bottom here. Boy committing suicide. I don't blame him. He didn't have anything left, and Alcatraz would inherit, but all he really inherits is this clifftop stuff. Because what else is there? Nothing, that is what. And these banks of point defense are all here, and these monkeys hidden under the water, which I don't think Alcatraz knows about. He does not. He does not know those 2 monkeys are coming. They're just going to sneak around him, pop out, and pop his comm. Boom. Easy peasy. he sees them. He sees them as they come into line of sight and destroy his energy storage, which means that he can't overcharge them, and he flees towards and above his point defense. That's wise, but I don't think it's enough. And this monkey, this single hero monkey, which has survived all that time, down go SCUs, is up here, and Alcatraz is going to be caught in a monkey sandwich, among one of the worst kinds of sandwich to be caught in. Down goes the air grid. Alcatraz only has point defenses and his comm left. They're even focusing the wrong monkey. I don't think they're going to kill a single monkey. And as three monkeys have turned their fire upon him, Alcatraz resigns. Not that he had much left. Look, the pro had even dropped up here. What a game. It looks like we were going to have a co-team victory after a couple of early ejections, but no, Pro brings it back and wins the game. Sure, I love a good comeback, but where did Cold Team lose it? So, you might say when the monkey walked into their base, but earlier on, they had 3-to-1 player advantage, about 40 or 50% eco advantage. They could surely have done something before the monkey was even an option. You tell me, what should Cold Team have done? Tell me in the comments below. While you're down there, don't forget to like, subscribe, and obey. I'm the Commissar. I will see you next time.